We are, talking about mental wellness in women. So I wanted to present some current statistics and data about what's the stark reality of how prevalent any kind of mental health issues are in women. So based on NIMH, which stands for National Institute of Mental Health, there is certainly been, a lot of data collection by them. And as of 2019, and I would imagine these numbers have gone up now. So this is as of 2019, you can see there is a higher prevalence of mental health issues in female compared to male. So the difference of 25% versus almost 16.5%. So this is about any mental health illness. Then if we talk about serious mental health illnesses, which can impact most of them for most of their life, again, we see females having more of issues compared to males. You see the difference 6.5% versus 3.9. And then this is not just older women, but also females in their teenage. So for adolescents, also we see a difference here that they have more mental health challenges compared to their male, counterparts. What do we see in terms of some psychiatric diagnosis that I see day in and out in my professional work? Anxiety and depression are the most common ones. Paris, could you go back to that time and tell us how did you kind of fulfill all your roles and responsibilities as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, as a professional?
The first is I was introduced to meditation about 20 years ago, and I practiced meditation for 20 years. The second was to your point about creating the social support. And third was being working. Sometimes it's very stressful, not only at home, but kind of, coordinating schedules and projects.
So Preeti, tell us about what factors do you play in a women's mental health?
Instead of trying to be a superwoman, just being a woman is super because we're endowed with certain qualities that come naturally to us. So I feel we need to use our feminine qualities of compassion and love and bring the family together and, sort of make them participate in the functioning of the household. We shouldn't try to hold on to the stigma, right? How do we release it and move on?
Over to you, Preet. What factors do you think play into women's health that, in your work you see? What is it that you would like to share?
I think the biggest thing that I see in working with South Asian women is in order to improve emotional wellness, allowing them to work on their voice and prioritizing themselves. And that may mean different things to different women. And it doesn't mean that you are going to say, okay, I'm not going to help anyone. I'm not going to do anything for anyone. And that oftentimes women will internalize that and say, well, I can't prioritize myself. That's how is my family going to function? How is how am I going to get things done? And so allowing them to say, okay, well, what does prioritizing yourself mean to you? And having them come up with that answer. And a lot of our work with South Asian women or South Asian community is you are all experts of your lives. We're just there to hold your hand and as providers and just help you through the journey so that you can be your better self, live the better life that you want to live.